Hey guys, Boomer here today, and I'm bringing you a video on drag flood basics here to start. And it's been a little while, but given that we just finished Clan War League and now we're getting back into regular wars, I figured I'd restart up the videos. So, like I said, this video is going to be covering Dragon Flood basics, and really, I wish I kind of still had a Town Hall 8 or Town Hall 7 account, because really that's kind of what this video is targeted to. Although now with the lightning spell change that happened, I want to say a couple weeks ago, some of the meta has shifted. Really, I want to say the only Town Hall level where the meta didn't shift was Town Hall 9. But even then, drag floats are actually possible now at Town Hall 9. I've been kind of practicing. I have an attack log here with quite a few dragon attacks. And so I really, and once you get to Town Hall 10 and 11, it's still very much possible. It's all about using the lightning spell to take out as many air defenses as possible. But it really, the common denominator, the thing that you guys have to keep in mind with all these drag flood attacks is that it really comes down to the funneling. And so if you don't know what funneling is, I'm sure you can go find a lot on it. And we're going to talk a little bit about funneling today, and that's really kind of what I want to target. I'm going to do a replay, and then I'm going to do a live raid so you guys can kind of see what I'm thinking about. So I'm not even honestly sure if any of these are close to relevant. I was going for loot. Obviously, this one has expos facing down, so it's giving me an advantage. The trick about funneling, guys, is number one, you have to see where the air sweepers are pointed. So these are pointed that way and this way. So either you take them out with some of your lightning spells, or you go the other direction. Because if you get the moment you get those air sweepers blowing at you, your raid is very likely to be over. Your dragons get shifted, and they lose a lot of time. And as with most drag flood attacks, time is an issue. And funneling, really, whatever you're coming from, let's say we're coming from the northeast side, you want to create sort of like choke points wherever you can kind of cut in and create a good area for either dragons or your royals to come in. So these army camps are actually perfect ones because they occupy more space than, like, say, a camp or a builder's hut. You do have these right here in the corners, so you would want to come in somewhere around this this camp with maybe a dragon here and a dragon down here at this gold mine, and maybe your barbarian king at this one. Obviously, if you're Town Hall 9, you can use your archer queen as well, and basically taking out most of the buildings right here on this corner and on this corner. And once they kind of have narrowed down the base a little bit, then you can spray your dragons in your line, and after that you just kind of watch them go. So let's watch this raid real quick. Okay, I'm going to pause right there. Obviously, I don't remember this raid, but I didn't drop my royals right away. Instead of using 2 dragons up here, I would probably just change it and use both my Bard King and Queen. But as you can see, this applies for Town Hall 8 and 7. You drop them on the sides, just a couple, to narrow down the base. Once they kind of destroy those, then you can drop the rest of your dragons. All right, let's pause one more time. This is the final part I want to do on this attack. It was a 3-star, but the main thing you have to keep in mind is you saw how it narrowed down the base. And even though I wasn't able to take out these 2 right here, those are going to be taken out pretty quickly. But everything on the right side was taken care of. And so now we have the bulk of our dragons going to the middle, only one going to the side. And he's going to die to that queen really fast. And this guy's going to die pretty quickly as well. But the objective is to get to the core, where the defenses that matter. Once we take care of those 2 air defenses, the raid is done. So we're going to speed this one up real fast. And this raid had ample time to finish, guys. It wasn't even close as far as running short. You may say, well, this is Town Hall 9. You have an electric dragon in the clan castle, or you have multiple spells. Guys, as you go up the levels, there's more defenses. So this applies for Town Hall 8 and 7. So if you really are not familiar with how to funnel, then practice on creating that funnel. We're going to do a quick live raid. And I want you guys to keep in mind, again, the drag flood attack at Town Hall 9 is not as viable. It's hit or miss. I've had a lot of successful ones, but honestly, I don't know. It's one of those things where it could work. I've had four in a row right there that have worked. So the objective of this live raid is not to get a 3-star. The objective is for you guys to see the funnel. If you get the 3-star, great. And in war, again, I wouldn't suggest Drag Flood at Town Hall 9. I would still suggest a Gahobo or I was going to say Frozen Witch, but Witch Lap. So here we go. Let's go to find a match. No Town Hall 9s for us. Okay, so, I mean, this is a pretty common base, and one of the expos is down. The air sweeper, that one's facing this way, this one this way. We can probably take out this air defense here, and at the same time, the air sweeper. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna take out, let's take out this one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna do some damage to this guy right here. Okay, so again, we're gonna come in with the drag flood right here at this camp, and maybe our barbarian and archer queen. You guys would only at Town Hall 8 have a barbarian king, so come in right here to create that side of the funnel and that side of the funnel. You can drop a few for dragons to create, and there it is. It's done. I mean, this funnel is created. We can drop one more there, and then just drop the bulk of them here toward the center. Some balloons, the balloons are just kind of, I'm experimenting with them, honestly. It's just kind of to create a little bit of a distraction for some of the air defenses. So it works sometimes doesn't. As you can see, they're targeting those first. So my dragons, it buys my dragons a little bit more time. But you see this, again, I don't think I'm going to 3-star this raid, but you see how many dragons made it to the core. I mean, it's really imperative, guys. That's really the core of this attack. Actually, we may end up getting the 3-star on this one with that Electro Dragon. So in your CC for your Town Hall 8 and 7, you would want to bring balloons. The reason I don't suggest a dragon and a balloon is because sometimes you'll carry a couple spells to take out one of the air defenses. And ideally, that's all you'll be able to take out, and there'll be 2 left. With the 2 air defenses left is when you can focus on using a rage. And then when you drop your balloons, you can target your balloons with a rage and maybe a free spell at one of the last air defenses. And that's worked really well. Again, I wish I had an example for you guys. I don't have a Town Hall 8 account anymore. Yeah, this is going to end up being a 3-star raid. So you can kind of see, again, the reason I'm still hesitant on suggesting drag flood at Town Hall 9 is because, as you can see, there's not many troops left, and there was no CC on there. If there was an E-drag, I think it would quite complicate this raid. But anyway, that's that, guys. I mean, it's a live raid, and it's a victory. So funnel. That's all you have to think about at Town Hall 8 and 7 and drag floods. There's really no other attack it's no other attack I would suggest at this point for Town Hall 8 and 7. And I know it can get kind of dry, guys, but it is what it is. So with that said, guys, if you have any questions, just ask in the chat. or go watch some videos. I know these are not the most high quality videos or anything, but if you really have any questions as to how to funnel or how to plan your attack, just ask. Some bases are harder than others, and there's a lot of other Town Hall 7s, 8s, and 9s in our clan that have a lot of experience with this attack. So you can always ask them to post their base, practice, and get some tips from them. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.